Is it common knowledge that the Jackal is my mentor?
In your team, I think everyone would be aware, yes, because that's pretty important information that you have access to the person who hunts down Neo-Hermes. But among the other Neo-Hermes, I think there might be rumors, but you're not sure who knows or does not know.
Okay, I'll go over to the Jackal and I'll wait till he leaves. I'm assuming he's going to want to meet with me.
Not necessarily, but when you come towards him, you show sign of interest, he's going to point to the outside and you both walk out of the observatory to talk in private. And in the meantime, there are tourists and scientists who are outside who are just waiting for the alert to be over. He says, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about this. It's an operation we've been planning for a while, and we are trying to make sure there are no Neo-Hermes that can find out about this project and interfere, which is why this information should not leave the Gemini Observatory.
I understand completely. Is there anything you want me to do during this operation?
Yes, I want you to be one of the people inside of the vault room, keeping an eye out on anyone who might be acting suspicious.
And if I find anyone suspicious?
Use your best judgment. Either kill them on the spot or report to me for further investigation in this person.
Alright. I'm security for the vault, so I'll probably just be there anyways.
Do we have any contacts with Neo-Hermes? Should we report? Do we have any deal with them, or...
Neo-Hermes units tend to be independent from each other, but you do have contacts. If you have the Hermes or Neo-Hermes domain, you actually know some people that you can call and use your influence for network on. But you need to have the domain.
Yeah, I have a Hermes domain, and not a Neo-Hermes.
That still allows you to contact Neo-Hermes.
I'm just asking. I don't want to make any kind of moves right now. We can be discovered, so I will wait for a mission to start. But I'm just asking if we know anybody. How are we connected? So important mission.
Philip and Stefan, you are still inside of the observatory, and Agatha comes towards you and she says, "Can I talk with you in private?"
Of course.
Yeah, we thought you left.
She takes you to the side and she says, all right, so I've done a lot of thinking and I wanted to tell you this first. I'm going to leave Project Ascension because I don't think it's enough on the terrain, and I want to actually help people physically. I'm going to try to help Neo-Hermes more. But before I ask for my transfer, I'm going to need your help because I'm pretty sure Nicolas Flamel was part of my lineage of mentors, and if he's found out, they could get to me, and then that means, since I know you, they could get to you.
Good thinking. So what is your suggestion?
I think we should try to rewrite that verse to make sure that Nicolas Flamel doesn't speak to his actual apprentices during the entire time that the verse is being rewritten.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
The thing is, the way the observatory works is that it only catches a bird's eye view of the events. So when you're inside of buildings, you might be able to communicate with his actual apprentices and with other people, but you'll have to be careful when you're outside.
Are you suggesting that we visit that part of history before the mission happens?
Convergences only happen once a year at best, so we won't have the opportunity to do it before they're observing the verse. We'll have to be rewriting the verse while they're observing it.
Oh, that is a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't know what does it mean, but it's a tough one. It sounds like not an easy task. So they want to find out and hear him talk to his students and followers.
Yeah, and because his students were part of the Hermes too, if they can find out who those students were, then they could just look back at the records and find out who all of the Neo-Hermes who followed where.
Yeah, they can look for their students and they can link everything. Well, thanks for the warning and suggestion. We need to think how we should do this.
She's going to say, all right, I'm going to need to take like a breather because this is a very stressful situation. But you can find me I'll be pretending to work in the observatory. She goes back inside.
Okay. When we are out of the observatory, I will convey all of that to Oliver. And we will wait eagerly for Mr. Eric Douglas to decide his fate.
None of you have learned or specialized in the verse of Nicholas Flamel, so now all of your characters can decide in roleplay who's going to learn it. And in the meantime, Jonathan has done some research which has come to its end, so I'm going to just tell him about that research in French.
Donc, qu'est-ce que tu veux savoir sur la directrice? Je veux savoir si je suis capable de trouver son implication, c'est quel genre de personne et les intentions en général de ce groupe. Les intentions du groupe, comme je t'ai dit, tu vas pas pouvoir les trouver parce que c'est pas comme si il y avait des documents qui parlaient d'eux. Néanmoins, tu peux trouver son parcours. Elle a étudié de l'astronomie, elle a étudié l'espace pendant très longtemps et elle a gravi les échelons de manière assez rapide jusqu'à se retrouver à la tête de l'observatoire. Et elle n'a pas progressé depuis qu'elle est à la tête de cet observatoire. Mais néanmoins, c'est une position qui semble être assez complexe parce qu'il y a plusieurs pays qui sponsorisent l'observatoire. Et donc, il faut faire un peu de relations diplomatiques internationales avec plein de communautés scientifiques d'un peu partout pour pouvoir organiser l'observatoire, en plus d'être à la tête d'un groupe d'une société secrète. Donc, est-ce que je suis capable d'établir les personnes avec qui elle est en lien? Savoir les gens qu'elle fréquente? Ah, tu veux essayer de découvrir son réseau? Parce que moi, là, mon personnage, j'essaie d'établir si vraiment la petite équipe qui essaie de me convaincre, c'est vraiment c'était une bonne décision de se séparer, si le groupe, dans le fond, les chasse parce qu'eux sont en train de faire de quoi de dangereux. C'est ça. Oui. Joue un petit peu le fait aussi de la confiance, là. Je pense que tu vas trouver quelques-uns de ses contacts, mais ça ne va pas forcément être des gens qui font partie de la même société secrète. Tu trouves néanmoins suffisamment d'informations pour savoir qu'elle a des réseaux dans le domaine occulte et dans des communautés scientifiques un peu partout dans le monde. Ok, ça m'aide pas vraiment ça. Tu as les noms de certains contacts. Tu trouves que les scientifiques avec lesquels elle est souvent en contact ont tendance à publier des articles assez nombreux sur l'astronomie et comment ça fonctionne véritablement. Et pas la version « Ah, les étoiles, c'est déversé » et tout ça. Donc en gros, en fait, tu sais qu'elle est en contact avec des gens qui cachent la vérité grâce à des papiers scientifiques. C'est pas non plus une grande surprise. Puis dis-moi, tu te rappelles la première ou deuxième partie, j'avais installé de l'équipement de surveillance autour de l'observatoire? Je me rappelle. Donc tu es capable d'entendre toutes les conversations entre le chacal et Olivier. La conversation à l'extérieur qui parlait qu'il voulait qu'il soit dans la salle, là? Ouais. Ok, mais c'est la seule que j'entends, parce qu'à l'intérieur, j'entends pas. Ok. C'est ça. Faut que je fasse attention à ce que mon personnage sait. Hein. Ben, moi, je ferai de la surveillance physique maintenant sur la directrice de l'observatoire. Est-ce que tu vas dans l'observatoire pour l'observer ou est-ce que tu vas à l'extérieur? Non, je veux pas aller à l'intérieur parce que je veux pas que les autres me voient non plus, là. Mais je veux savoir qu'est-ce qu'elle fait en dehors, qui elle va voir, où est-ce qu'elle habite, si je peux trouver quelque chose chez elle. Est-ce que ça te va si on passe ça en anglais parce que ça. Yeah, okay.
Back to English. Jonathan is going to be observing Selena Murray in an attempt to find some more stuff about her. And so when you drive up to the observatory that day towards noon, you see her, you're waiting outside of the observatory, and you see that there's a lot of like scientists and tourists that are going back in, and she is stepping out from inside of the observatory, and she throws up what looks like a bunch of white and pink goo, probably marshmallows, and a lot of pieces of grilled cheeses and things like this. And she looks really dizzy, and then she's going to go back inside. Roll for stealth to follow her that night when she goes home after work.
Exceptional success!
Nice! You find out where she lives. She lives in a nice house in the Hawaiian suburb, not too far from the beach. You find out that she has the house all to herself. She lives alone. And when she gets home from work, you're able to observe her for a while, seeing that she spends a lot of time working on reading papers, working on observing the stars through a telescope on her balcony. And also, she spent a lot of time in her bathroom, in front of her mirror, just like talking to herself in the mirror with a sort of determined stare in her eyes. And that's all you find out about her that night.
Wow.
Do you want to use your influence, thanks to your investigation agency, to keep an eye out on her and learn new things?
If I can do that, of course.
Okay, I know how much your network is, so I'll be back to you with more information later on.
Alright.
In the meantime, the other players, What are you doing in the 3 days leading up to Operation Crusade?
Well, I will try to go to library and find as much as I can about Flamel. Both the historical side. I know he has dabbling in alchemy of some sort, right?
In the real history, Nicholas Flamel actually never dabbled in alchemy at all. He only got that reputation because he was really rich, and in the game, you know that he actually was an alchemist, and that the rumors about him having found the Philosopher's Stone is true. The Philosopher's Stone is usually used as an allegory for doing your work in white, your work in black, and your work in red. Becoming a Hermes or a Neo-Hermes is finding the Philosopher's Stone.
Okay, so basically I will try to refresh my memory by going through all the data that I can find in the library.
Okay. Do a documentations check.
Okay.
20.
20. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is what I do best. Sitting at library.
So it takes you half a day of research to find a lot about Nicholas Flamel. He was a writer, a copyist, and he was also a librarian.
Yeah, I think I remember him from history as some kind of a scribe or a librarian.
He married into wealth, and he got a nice fortune from owning a lot of buildings, especially in Paris. It also refreshes your memory on the occult aspects of his life, which were that he was a Neo-Hermes who spent a lot of his time hiding from the Anubis who were trying to track him down. And in the Neo-Hermes world, he spent a lot of time searching for a skull that had once belonged to Albert the Great, who was a religious person a couple of generations before Flamel's time.
Albert le Grand.
Wait,
Any notes on some of his famous followers?
none that you could know with absolute certainty whether or not they were Neo-Hermes, but Agatha will be able to tell you the names of his actual students.
Yeah.
And he has a work on alchemy that someone called Franz Kaiser is supposed to own in France. And there's also the French National Library that owns two of his works called the Book of Lavure and the Book of Hieroglyphs that were both by his hand.
How did he die?
Actual history might remember a certain way that he died, but in the secret history, it's not clear how he died. There is one thing that is clear. Normally, when a trinity isn't murdered, they get to live until they're 99 years old. Always. Like you, because you finished your work in red, you know that unless you're murdered, you will live until you're 99 years old.
And you also mentioned at one point that when they died, they are like 33 years old in the Memory Palace. Yeah.
Trinities, if they finish all of their works before the age of 33, they will age up until when they're 33 and then stop aging until they're 99 years old. If you finish your work after you're 33, you will start to age and keep looking as old as you were when you finished all three of your works, which is why your character looks old and will not age. And when Hermes die and go inside of the Great Book to recreate their memory palaces, they usually keep looking 33, although it's possible to look different, like Galileo did. Galileo looked older than 33 when you met him. Do any of you want to learn the verse? There's only one pair of verses that is 12 experience points, and specializing in a pair of verses is 6.
6, yeah.
So it's 18 experience points to learn the entire thing. And whoever learns it will be inside of the body of Nicholas Flamel, and their actions will be the one that matter for the purposes of rewriting.
So, who wants to be an alchemist?
Well, I'm already an alchemist, but I have 4 pairs, so I have 8 verses in total, so somebody else can take some verses.
By the way, in case you are wondering what the verses of Nicholas Flamel do, the light verse is really powerful because it allows you to remix your bases of 3 skills under a sign however you want. So if you have 4 in 3 different skills, you can cast this verse and have 12 in that skill until dawn or dusk. It's one of the more powerful ones because it allows you to save a lot of experience points on skills.
Yeah, and reroll with the dark die. So if you don't like the roll, you can use a reroll, but only a dark one.
But this one, if you're going to be rewriting it, it will become a new verse once you're done rewriting it.
Do we have any kind of saying in what will it be, or you decide?
Absolutely. So basically, once the rewriting is done, we all sit together and we say, okay, so what action of light is going to be the new verse? And together we work on designing a new verse that has to do with that action. So if the action was, for example, like healing someone with medicine, you can get a verse that heals someone in a new way. And I get a say in if it's too powerful or not, but as a group, we all decide together what the new verse is going to be.
Okay, so we need to pay attention and make our moves.
But for example, there are many different actions that could be considered rewriting that you did inside of the previous game. And thanks to the recordings, we'll be able to decide like which action was the most significant one and which one we want to be the verse.
So alchemy, who wants it?
Just, I think it'd be interesting if Philip learned it, because if inside of the Great Book, Philip is the old master and Stefan ends up in the body of the apprentice, it would be like really interesting to have a switch.
Yeah, my thought exactly, Philip. If I'm his tutor or mentor, he should learn a thing or two about alchemy. So, and this is a pretty good one. This rearrange 3 skills base in a zodiac.
Yeah, I think it could work out. As long as nobody else wants it.
It's an interesting power, but I don't think it's really something my character would take.
Yeah, I think Philip is like mostly indifferent to it, but like if Stefan thinks that he should take it on, he'll be more inclined. Especially,
you should expand your views and see how it's on the older side of
Yeah, I think it'd work out pretty all right.
Okay, what is Oliver doing during this time period? Are you doing anything in particular to prepare for Operation Crusade?
On the let's keep this a secret side, he'll be shoring up all the security he can, like digital security, but he'll also sneak in just a little bit of review of the general time period.
One thing also, if we have 2 days, I will spend my second day in the library trying to find about Albert the Great. So what actually did Flamel was interested in?
We can do that next game. Next time we will take care of rewriting the verses of Nicholas Flamel. I hope everyone had fun with the end of the first scenario and the beginning of the second one.
Yep.
It was
going to be really fun.
Conclusion
but
to
each time there is a combat, we are in problem. Like what we cannot shit, right? I throw my books at him.
I think it's because Philip has only had a gun to attack lately, but Philip is really good with a sword, swords being one of the most efficient weapons because they do double damage to trinities who have double life.
Well, we will be like gods when we go to the past and bring our guns with us. Like
you're not going to be bringing any objects. Like, but if you want to have a gun inside of the Great Book in a time period where it wasn't invented, you're going to need to find a forge and make a a crafts check to create an actual gun. But that could be really interesting. In fact, that could be a verse. If one of you designs a gun inside of the Great Book and uses it, and rewrites the verse, you could have a light verse that is all about, I can make a gun appear in my hand now.
But that won't bring any kind of good thing to past, present, or future. It will only worsen.
It depends. It depends on what the gun is used for. There is a light verse that allows you to make a bow appear.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, and thank you for watching this video. If you want to be a part of this story, we are currently looking for more players and game masters to play new games in this setting and on this channel. You can also be a part of the story by having your face added to the cast of characters. I draw all of the images for this game, and you can commission me to make you into an NPC. If you like the style and you want a drawing like that of yourself, or if you want to contribute to the project, you can contact me through the links in the description. Finally, if you want to keep up with all of the adventures on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so you can get a notification each time we upload the next episode of this story. And it would be very nice of you to like and share the video to help this channel grow. Have a nice day, everyone.